All right, everybody, so now it's time to actually get modifying this bike. Now, I got a couple of comfort mods and some cleanup mods to get started. This is what I always like to start with is controls. And so one of the things I have here is a new Pro Taper bar. This is a CR high bend. That's the bend that I've come to prefer over the years. So I have this bar literally on every single bike that I have, and I find it the most comfortable, so every bike gets the same treatment there. I also have these laying around actually, so these will go on the bike as well, just some Kevlar grips. I like these ones because they are really durable and don't really seem to wear out that much. Doesn't matter so much on this bike because it's a street bike, but I had this when I had dirt bikes and they were always super durable and great. Didn't rip up if you were to drop the bike. In addition to that, I also got this bracket from Man in the Box. This is just a fender eliminator. It'll get rid of the big plastic license plate holder that kind of goes over the back tire. So that'll clean that up and kind of get rid of some of the weight, I hope. Since this is a heavy bike, that's one of the things I'm kind of paying attention to. I had a couple of bar ends that were just laying around, so I'll put those on with the new bars. And then I got a ram mount bolt, so this will replace one of the handlebar bolts so I can hold my phone. All right, so I have the bike lined up against my Grom to kind of see just visually what the differences are in these bars. So this one, like I said, has the same exact bar that I bought for the new bike. So it sits a little lower and it's a little bit wider in general compared to this stock Benelli handlebar. It fits my preference, and oddly enough that this one also has the Kevlar grips too. So they'll be twins. I got the old bars off, and this is the throttle tube. Now, I wanted to see about doing a free mod that I actually saw a while back for the Grom, and that was where someone put some wire inside the throttle tube where the cable is connected, and so it widens the diameter and therefore less need for twisting the throttle, so it has a snappier response. And looking at this, it's got a significant thickness here, more so than the cable, so I'm not worried about filling in this with a wire and having the cable fall out. That's what I experienced with the Grom throttle tube when I first tried it. It didn't work as well as I thought, but I think I can just kind of clip just a little piece of wire here that I have and then glue that inside the tube. Inside the slot here, just for this piece. It's not going to do too much, but every little bit helps, and this is free, you know? All you need is just a little piece of wire and some super glue, so why not? we got some twins. Same bars, same grips, same setup. So the install was nice and easy. Not too much issues there. Couple things though, the bar ends that I was going to put on here, these bars are thicker than the bars that I had for the Groms, so they must have done something different with these, so they were too wide, the bar ends, to fit inside here. So I'm gonna have to find some smaller diameter ones to fit these later on. But I also got rid of the slop that is in the throttle tube. Just had to tighten up the bolt here, so that was super easy. Turning the bike from end to end, everything clears perfectly. Even when I sit down, it's not impacted by my knees being on the sides, so that's excellent. And then in the back here, I got the tail tidy fender eliminator bracket all set up. Super easy, just 4 bolts. Take them out, put the bracket on, tighten them back up again. And finally, with the rear license plate frame getting eliminated, I got rid of this wire, which is the light here. So it was connected to the brake line and then kind of fed up right behind this plastic piece. There's a little connector right here. So just took all these off, pulled it out, and then just popped those off and taped it back up. While I was in there, I also got rid of this strap that was across this second piece of the seat. It's kind of useless in my opinion. I don't really see a need for it. These bikes aren't that heavy anyway. So while I took this piece off, it's just 2 bolts on either side and just removed those.
These controls feel so much better. It's such an amazing difference that can be done just by swapping out the stock bars with bars that you prefer. So now it's a much lighter feel, it's a little bit lower. It's much more comfortable for me. I love it. Let's try it in a corner. Oh, a little bumpy. Oh, but it feels much more planted. Oh, it's fantastic. One small thing to note on the bar setup, it might look a little weird because these switch gears are tilted. So this one's tilted up, this one's tilted down. This is just personal preference for me. I like having this one a little lower so my thumbs just kind of naturally hit the turn signals and the horn better. This one is intentionally put up because the brake caliper rests against the switch gear and I like to have my levers down a little further. I'm a taller guy, so I like to have them in a lower position, and when it butts up against this switch gear, it's limited, so I shifted everything down in order to make it fit. Alright, so I got a few miles on the new handlebars, and I am really happy. Everything falls into place exactly the way I want it to. It's so comfortable, and I feel at home on the bike now. This is by far one of the #1 modifications that I think everyone should do to their motorcycle and do first. It's one of those that I feel like gets overlooked, but it's so important because it just overall makes you more comfortable and more familiar with the bike. And then that comfort and familiarity gives you confidence. It boosts your confidence in knowing exactly where the controls fall, how they handle, and there's no uncertainty there. So I'm really happy. There's a couple more things I want to do. I'm going to put new levers on. They're coming. These ones aren't adjustable and they're a little sloppy. So we're going to see about tightening that up. But for the time being, this is an excellent setup. I'm super happy and I can't wait to keep going on this thing. So thanks for checking it out. I'll see you in the next one.